Hey, what's up, everyone? So, hold on, let me turn down this music. All right, so I'm in the studio. It's for a brief moment. Today's actually my son's birthday, so I'm not even gonna be on here too long. Um, I unfortunately do have to wait for my computer to do a whole bunch of stuff. I have a little bit of editing to do, and so I have a lot of editing to do, but I'm only gonna do a little bit today because of my son's birthday, and so. I'm having AI. I'm trying out this new AI program, Aftershoot. But anyways, while it's working on that stuff, what I'm doing is I'm going over the two subscriptions I had for the last year, and it's Vogue and what's the other one? Vanity Fair. Right? Those are the only two subscriptions I've had for the last year. That's magazines, and yes, I guess people still do subscribe to magazines, but they have some of my favorite photographers, and so I'm kind of just going through some of these magazines. I just figure I'll jump on, man. It's been a little difficult making content lately, honestly, because of I'm kind of in the middle of wedding season. I have this month and probably some of next month. This month is gonna be grueling. It's gonna be crazy for me. But either way, that's what I'm doing right now. And so I'm just kind of going through these magazines, and actually I'm gonna rip off this page because I kind of like this image. I like the downward light. I like the editing. It's actually, there's not very much like color and stuff in the shadows. It's just a kind of warm overtone, and I like it. Very contrasty, has quite a bit of grain in it, so it gives it a bit of texture. It's not super sharp. So this is some of the stuff I have already. I kind of like this edit, this look. It's not like super stand out to me right now, but it's nice. I have a female counterpart here. I have this sort of like low contrast look here, and I think what I actually like about this is just the fabric. Honestly, it looks maybe like drop cloth, or it could just be like a cotton fabric. But using fabric as a background is cool, right? This image right here stood out to me. Like, I have no idea how they did it. I would imagine that this kind of looks natural light, I think. So I feel like what it is, that the sun is shining overhead, like, and then they put up this white like paper or sheet or something like that to create to block the sun, and then she's standing behind it. So then this is very much lit, and of course some of the sun or some of the light is coming down overhead, also falling on her shoulders. But how they got the light on her cheeks and stuff, I have no idea. Maybe like a reflector, because you could probably see in her eyes a little bit. You can see in her eyes a reflector a little bit. So anyways, I'm feeling this image. I think it's dope. I think that's cool as heck. And so one of the images that kind of stood out to me, right? I think this is an actress that played a part in the last Black Panther. I generally don't shoot images like this because you have a lot of like bright colors, right? So her outfit is pretty like vibrant and rich, and then also the background is also pretty vibrant and rich. So I generally don't shoot stuff like this, but I feel like this is very striking, despite the fact that none of the none of the colors actually match. They actually kind of clash with each other, and I think that's what kind of the point is. That's what the point is. All right. Again, this is kind of the stuff I've already ripped apart. So I like this because of the lighting. This might be a flash, but I think what they might have done is probably put a flash somewhere out here, but I'm not sure. It might be, if anything, it's just a flash in a really, really big umbrella. And I can see, I don't know, it's probably hard to see on here, but the catch light in his eyes, there's like a really strong catch light into the left side of his eyes, and so that kind of gives me a clue that there's a flash somewhere there. Anyways, it might not be, it just might probably be a window or something, and they're reflecting light back into his face. Who knows? Let me pull up the chat real quick so I can see if anyone is saying anything. I'll pull up chat. Hold up 1 second. All right. Next, actually, I love this black and white. Let me see what the software is also doing. I love this black and white, right? Like it's just got, see, I'm usually scared of losing the details in the darks. I don't know why, like it's just a thing. I'm usually scared of losing some of the details here, but like it's gone. The detail is freaking gone, bro. Like it's, and so I don't know. And I think what it is right now what's popular, especially within like the wedding circle, is bright and airy. Like everything is seen, the shadows are all like lit up and everything. But this junk is, I love this. This is awesome. Again, the shadows are pretty much gone. There's some grain in it too. There's a little bit of grain in there that kind of adds texture to the skin. And so what I've been doing is, honestly, guys, I've been seriously tempted to kind of, for business sake, to just kind of go the light and airy route, because honestly, it sells more. Tell the truth, like, the people who purchase photography more are women. And so because of that, and a lot of women do like the bright and airy, everything lit up look. But I don't know, man. It's not my style, and I think I'm just gonna kind of stick to what I like. Anyways, this is another thing I like here. I love the skin tone. Sorry, this thing is shaking. I love the skin tone on here. I have a feeling I know what they did in order to kind of get it like that. Usually in your editing program, you just kind of remove some of the red from the skin tone, and you'll end up with something like this, right? And yeah, but this is dope. So again, guys, I'm just kind of going through my magazine subscription as my computer is copying stuff, as I'm downloading stuff. I'm just kind of going through my magazine subscriptions. I'm ripping them apart for images I like. And to tell you the truth, I kind of like this cover. Even though it's fairly simple, it looks like they're using available light, like the light that's coming down in this kitchen. Because like if you notice, there's no catch light in the eyes. And I know, like, as photographers, and like you've heard all the tutorials and all the stuff you watch on TV or like Creative Live or whatever things you watch for education purposes, they always talk about catch lights, right? Oh, you got to make sure there's catch lights in the eyes. Front page of a magazine, there's like no catch lights. It's crazy. So I don't know what they were trying to convey with this. The eyes do not look as bright as other photos, but it's just interesting that they chose this to go on the front page of Vogue magazine. Let me see here. I don't like that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, like even looking at this like black and white conversion, I'm not a huge fan of it. Some people might. This is very popular right now, and this is like this, what people will call direct flash, right? Where you just use the flash on top of your camera and you point it directly at your subject, and that's why you have these kind of handlebar shadows underneath the chin, because the flash. And if you look at the catch light in this is Kim Kardashian, but if you look at the catch light in her eyes, you can see like the flash is being pointed directly at her, and it's kind of overexposing. It kind of gives this like paparazzi look, and so it's not like very flattering. It's not very beautiful. It's flattering on the right people, and you have to kind of appreciate the art form a little bit. in order to you have to appreciate the art form in order to like pull it off, you know, or not everybody's gonna like it. You just have to be okay with that. I don't like this. Like, it's, you're putting blues in the highlights. I generally don't roll for that. And so like, I think being able to also point out what you like about an image versus what you don't like, I think is important, right? Guys, if you got any comments, man, drop it in the comments, write it. I generally kind of do stuff like this, but I'm trying to steer away from this now. I'm trying to steer away because it's flares and stuff like that in the lens. I'm trying to steer away from that kind of look. I should probably turn this phone sideways. Florence Pug, I actually had seen this image of her like a long time ago and really liked it. And I think this is even natural light. I do this a lot with weddings too, like when I'm doing bridal, what do you call it? Bridal portraits. You can see like, well, I don't know if you can see, but there, look at the catch light in her eyes, right? Her body is turned towards the window. And so you'll see like her body's on an angle and then she's bringing her face now back towards the camera. And is there anything else? There might even be a reflector somewhere. I'm not sure. Or maybe it's a wrapping window, but either way. Let's keep it rolling. Am I gonna rip that out? No, I'm not. I'm looking for stuff that like catches me. That's like, yo, this is dope. This is amazing. Like, I want to try this. Nope. Ciara. I do look like this kind of look. This is, of course, I think this is done with a flash. It's a hard light flash. How you can tell, like, if it's hard light, you look at the shadows. The shadows will always tell you. And the thing I'm thinking why it's a flash too is because if it was just the sun, and the sun was that hard, the background would also be a little blown out. And I don't feel like the background is as blown out. I feel like they underexposed the background, probably by like a 1.5 to 2 stops down, and then they lit her up with direct flash, and then too you can see like the catch light in her eyes. So it's kind of contrasty. It's very vibrant. The colors are very vibrant. I like it. It's dope. Am I gonna rip that out? No, not really. I like this. It's cool. Natural light vibe. I might do stuff like this, like the next time I go out on the street and start taking pictures of like strangers and stuff like that. I feel like that's kind of some of the look I'm gonna go for. All right, let's keep it moving. Funny, I don't like this. It just, to me, it looks like they took the photo with the wrong white balance. But it's art. You know, photography is art in a way, so, you know, it's kind of okay. I wonder how they did this. Huh. I know it's a shutter drag, but the fact that like the lower half of her body is blurred out and her face is relatively in focus. I know how I would do it is I would have a flash with oh, this thing is shaking. I would have a flash with a grid and I would light her face, but it doesn't look like that's what that is. And so flash with a grid that's lighting her face plus like a constant light. And so the constant light would kind of give you the blurred effect, but then the flash would keep her face in focus. But that doesn't look right. That doesn't look quite the way they did. I really wonder how they did that. That's kind of cool. Or maybe it's just a single constant light and she's just keeping her face really still and her lower body's moving. You know, like, but again, that takes a lot of skill. That takes a lot of work to be able to pull that off. Let me move this way. Uh-oh, I'm getting a low battery warning already. I'm on my phone, guys. Shoot. Low battery warning. All right, I'm gonna just let it stay. Hopefully that doesn't kill it. Yes, it does. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. I had a little low battery warning situation. All right, there we go. After I've had you go deaf. That's pretty standard. All right, let's see what else. The color grading on this is pretty interesting. It's going for that like filmic green and yellow look. A little bit of yellow and orange in the midtones and highlights, and then a green in like the shadows, and the darks are stained black, I think. Something like that. Okay, one thing I realized too about, and I realized this about like film, and because this is very like cinematic in its look, right? You have your subject, which is lit, you know, very well. And then instead of having like the background go off into dark, you'll have little pools of light, you know, if you notice that. And I see this a lot in films. You have like little pools of light. So you might have light streaks all around and whatever. So even in like for me, like now that I'm kind of getting into short films and whatever, like I see, I'm paying attention to this, right? When I light my subject and then put like little pools of light, and it can be very interesting for photography. Again, right now I'm shooting a bunch of weddings, so I don't get to like plan out my shots because, you know, for me right now, I'm walking into situations where I'm completely new to the environment. Like this Sunday, I shot a wedding at somebody's house. It was a backyard wedding. Look at this. This is okay. I shot a backyard wedding, and it's my first time going to their house. And so it was like, you got to come up with something really, really quick. You got to come up with a plan really fast. But I kind of like this too. I don't like the coloring, but again, she's lit. You got like little pools of light and stuff in the back. And it's not like falling off into complete darkness or whatever. There's just nice pools. So she's standing off of it. The background is interesting enough. Stuff like that. Whoa, this issue has nothing I want to rip out of it. That's really bad. I kind of like this. For like a couple shoot, well, I'll take mom out and I'll put the groom there instead. I did something similar to this on my last wedding, because the bride in her backyard had this like beautiful vintage sofa, and she had it out in the backyard, and I did a couple shots with her and her man on it. That's nice. I like this window look. Oh shit. Oh, that's in Washington. That's probably like the White House or something. I have no idea. Like one room in the White House. That's okay. Stop shaking. You know what's interesting? Well, I keep saying that, but there's a lot of little principles in here if you're a photographer. Like looking at the two of them, I do shots like this a lot. If you have to prioritize whose face is lit, I generally go for the woman's face. Like, if I have to prioritize whose face is going to be lit for the photo, then I'll go for her face first, because you find that a man's face is able to handle shadows a lot better than a woman. This thing is shaking a lot, sorry. You find that a man's face is able to handle the shadows, and he'll actually look good with lots of shadows or hard light on his face, versus a woman that will look a lot better with beautiful lighting. I like it. Nice. I'm gonna try not to shake this table as much. Yeah, because you see like this now, like her face is like beautiful. Wait, crap. Her face is like beautifully lit, and then his face got like this really nice split shadow on there. It's not even Rembrandt, because, well, a little bit of a triangle is on his cheek, but it's like a pretty decent shadow right there, while she has more for beauty lighting on her face and a little bit of shadow on her cheek and whatever to kind of sculpt her cheekbone. So most likely, let's look at the catch light here. Yeah, so you got catch light. So it's just one light off camera left that's like hitting them. And it's probably like a beauty dish or something, because it's like perfectly oval. Nice, I like it. Enough for me to rip it out and save it? Not really. That's cool, all right. I'm not into this. I don't know. I'm not feeling that. Doesn't, yeah. Or this. But, you know, people probably get paid a lot of money to create stuff like this. Hard light. This is very harsh light. You have, but if you are interested in that, then you can rip it out of your magazine. It's using direct sunlight. This looks like direct sunlight, because especially with this, like the background is exactly, it's kind of on that same, actually no. It might just be a flash. That light is way too crisp, and it's like directly, her shadow is almost directly behind her. And this might be just sunlight. Okay. Okay, this wasn't a very good issue. Ooh. Bring it back. Hold up. Yeah, I don't know. It would be hard for me to find a couple that would actually do something like that with me. I gotta build people's trust, man. I don't know. I would have to probably find, for me, I would have to find, I would have to shoot it with like a model, with models first, and have it in my portfolio. And then I find after that, then people would be willing to do it. Like the people who are willing to do it would probably reach out to me for it. And finding a good, and two, the location kind of matters, right? But if you find a field, if you go out into a field, you can like lay the grass down or something and do something like this. Guys, if you're enjoying this, please drop a like. If you would do me the favor and subscribe, that would be awesome. I would greatly appreciate it. And continue down this journey with me. I have another month off. I like this, John. She looks a lot like Angelina Jolie. I think it's the lips. I don't think this is Angelina Jolie. Who is this? Her name is Brooklyn. I don't know. She looks a lot like Angelina. Well, from this angle at least. I like this though. What do I like about it? I like the composition. I like the pose. In fact, you can't see his face, but you can see the outfit. Because if it's fat, of course, it's Dolce & Gabbana. So you can see the outfit, the cut of everything. You can see the jeans, the kind of high-waisted jeans and whatever, the giant behind belt. He's wearing this sweater with kind of like a ripped top. Very hard light, so it's probably like direct sunlight. But from the catch light in her eyes, that kind of looks like a flash. Okay. I am going to do this. Cut that junk out. That's going in the collection. Okay, now she doesn't look like Angelina Jolie. Oh well. Okay, that one's standard. Oh, that's probably them over here too. I like this pose. For an engagement shoot, this would be cool. Like, see, I would definitely do that. Let me move this out the way. I would definitely do that on an engagement shoot. Or just like a couple shoot. A couple that's like, oh yeah, we want to have a date and we want to just have a photo shoot on our date or whatever. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, I'm totally butchering this thing. That's cool. I like that. Because I've done, what do you call it? Picnics for engagement shoots. I've done a picnic before. Oh, look at this. See, I love layering things. You have her as the subject and then you have him up here in the tree, just kind of chilling. You see what I'm saying? So he's just part of the background or whatever. I love composing images like this. I've done a couple of them before. All right, that's it for that. And I'm gonna cut off the front page. Not really. All right, so I think my computer finished doing its thing, so I'm going to jump off a live. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, let me turn this camera around. Yeah, again, thanks for joining me. I got shoots planned, man, but it's gonna be towards the end of the month. And I'm going to be putting up a lot of wedding content because that's what I've been doing lately. And also like some maternity stuff. I have some behind the scenes, but I just got to get through these weddings really quick. I got to get through these weddings. So again, thanks for joining me. Again, remember, hit like, subscribe, please. And thanks again. Bye.